Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this further broadcast of the USA trials for U26. So, trying to decide who USA1 and USA2 will be to represent the US internationally. I'm Robert. I like playing bridge. I'm joined by Drew Cavalier. Woo! Love Drew. Drew is a former USBF player. He's a really great bridge player. He's has recent great finishes in the Warner Open pairs, and I've commentated with you before, Drew. It's always been a pleasure. So we're really happy to have you.
Yes, thanks for
And
having
then
me.
thanks. And then I'm also joined by Scissors, who you may have seen on the V8 Mama's stream. He's a extremely accomplished international bridge player. Represented Australia internationally, which I mean, that's about as good as you can get. And we're super happy to have you on as well.
G'day, good to be here. I'm excited.
So I think what we're getting. Oh my gosh, we have bridge.
Oh,
I think what we're getting right into is Zheng versus Eckert. Eckert is way ahead currently, but there's still we're at the halfway point, right, Cyrus?
Yeah, so Eckert is leading by 124, but Zheng has 30 more boards to catch up.
Okay.
And at the rate imps have been flying, that may just be enough time.
And so one interesting about the Eckert team is we've got Kai, who probably most of the viewers here know Kai, playing with Isaac Stone, playing their strong diamond system. When I played in U26, my partner was Isaac, and we played a precursor to the system Kai and them are playing. And it's a very, very swingy system. I mean, remarkably swingy. So this is a system that can create huge upward swings and just massive downward swings too. So it's interesting to see how North-South handle this advantage going into the second half.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch up because we're starting in the middle of the hand.
So yeah, it looks like board 31 is sort of we missed the play at one table, but they played 4 spades.
Yeah, they got to game here after a weak no trump opening, which isn't always easy. I mean, it's not hard, but it can be a problem. It's when weak no trumps are best, is when you have a game or when the opponents have a game and they don't double you.
Yeah, it looks like East-West at this table was playing 2 spades as maybe spades and a minor is what it looks like. And then 2 no trump was to ask, finds out the minor's diamonds, and they say game's good enough.
Yeah, at any point, if there's an alerted bid you want to know about, just let me know and I'll give that a quick mouse over for you.
Was 1 no trump 12 to 14 or what was okay, 12 to 14, that's
yeah,
good.
I said 12 to 14.
Yeah, interesting.
Unfavorable.
Yeah.
Scary.
I think psychologically one
I was going to say the vulnerability is one thing, but if you do play a weak no trump system, a lot of people play it in all seats. Some people do play variable no trump or beef it up a point or two, but 12 to 14 is not crazy. All of England plays that.
Is that an advertisement?
My preferred system is a mini no trump, where
I
we
know.
play weaker than 12 to 14, so I feel safe with 12 to 14.
12 to 14 is huge compared to mini no trump. Looks like another 4 spades here.
So yeah, North-South play diamond is strong, and they play sort of relay responses and relay structure over that. Did you say, Robert, you're familiar with their system?
Yeah, I guess while we're getting into the beginning of the match, let me go over some of the details about their system. So their system is the Dinkin Schuster system, Infernal Machine.
Yep.
Which is a strong diamond system with 4-card like mini majors, basically, where each one major opening is only it could be canopy as 4+ and is like somewhere in like 8 to 11ish in the range. 2 major in that system is like intermediate. It's like 12 to 14ish and could be 5 or 6 and denies a side 4-card major. The system they're playing has some changes from that base. So one of the big changes is that their 1 spade opening is 5+ spades, is a more just traditional precision 1 spade opening versus the 4+ in the Dinkin system. Another change is they've gotten rid of the intermediate 2 spade opening, which I think was a pretty big loser, and just replaced it with a natural preempt. So those are, they've also upgraded the no trump range to be 12 to 14. Believe it or not, it was 10 to 12 for a long time.
I believe it.
Which, just to be clear, makes no sense because you're playing 2 openings which show 4-card majors in like the 8 to 11 range. So you're sort of playing like 3 mini no trumps.
Yeah.
Playing if you play 10 to 12 1 no trump. So, upgrading to 12 to 14 is a big improvement from that. Talking about their 1 diamond opening, it's 15+, and the structure they're using is just taken straight from Dinkin and Schuster. So 1 heart is a semi-positive, showing about like, I don't know, 6 or 7 to 9 high card points. 1 spade immediately is a bust, so like 0 to 5, and then 1 no trump and higher are all positive, showing 10+. So the advantage of that is that you can use the same relay path if it goes 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, as we've seen here, to 1 spade is game forcing, versus 1 diamond, 1 no trump plus initially are both the same. So that's sort of the thought process behind using the semi-positive as the cheapest step and then the bust as the step higher.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
It looks like Kai is maybe going to stop in 4 spades here. He's got an excellent hand opposite a 6-2-4-1 shape, which is what partner showed. An excellent double fit in spades and diamonds, but the 6 to 9 point count, or whatever it is, roughly, means he's not going to look for slam. But he's
And
got
lack
an
of
excellent
aces.
hand.
Yeah, he doesn't have any aces.
Yeah.
I mean, he has 1, but that's basically none in the slam.
I also want to mention that the 4 diamond bid is stolen from Kit Woolsey's book KK Relay, which is probably used somewhere else. But 4 diamonds is a puppet to 4 hearts, which then is passed or you can sign off in another game. Whereas 4 major initially is a soft slam try, looking to get South's cooperation for deciding whether to bid further or not. So yeah, I think a pretty good auction by North-South here.
The auction at the other table is has a little bit more to talk about, perhaps.
Oh my God!
Pass a spade.
Yeah.
Let's get in there. Pass, double. Penalty. Pass 3 spades. Pass 4 hearts. Pass, double. Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Okay.
Bidding problem.
So the other table's on the next board. By the looks, they're on 33.
3 diamonds a real winner here.
What do y'all think of 3 diamonds?
Yeah, this is down 2 at least.
I like 3 diamonds. I always like to bid though. So if it is ever going to be a close call between bidding and not bidding, or preempting and bidding lower, I err on the side of bidding a lot. Obviously, it contains risks, but it also can make it hard. The auction that starts a heart past a spade, they've already diagnosed their fits to a higher degree, but I don't mind it. I would still bid 3 diamonds.
Sure.
Yeah, I think 3 diamonds is a good call.
I'm actually not sure at the other table, over 3 diamonds, pass double, that double is penalties. Obviously, South thought it was penalties, looking at Queen Jack 9 to 5. But
yeah, you have to. I mean, it's tough when your partner passes. You're kind of mad at them, and what do you do? Yeah.
That's a hard option.
I would pass just because I don't want to, minus 300 is. But I mean, you do have a known heart fit, so you might try 3 hearts. But it's a tough one. Preempts work, as they say.
Do we think that 4 hearts is a logical bid? I feel like 4 hearts feels kind of like triggered or tilted to me.
4 hearts was awkward because they made a double which may have been takeout, and partner had bid spades. And so now to get back to hearts, they had to go 4.
Yeah.
They could have passed spades, but they had a known fit in hearts.
And do we know what East-West at this table are playing? Like what system they're playing?
I'll double check that.
Well, they just opened a spade with a 10 count. So, oh no, third seat. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I missed its third. I'm just being silly.
Looks like they're playing a pretty ordinary 2/1 card. Although I did see some pretty light actions from them in a previous set. So they're wild within the constraints of their conventional system.
3 diamonds is quite a pushy call.
Yeah, I'd want to make a Q raise as East if I could make my Q raise into the 2 level. Like if it was available somehow to show a good hand at 2 spades, I would show it. But opposite a third seed opening with 3 low spades, I probably wouldn't have invited at the 3 level. I probably would have bid just 2 spades.
Yeah, it's hard to evaluate.
Let me push some snake oil real fast. With my most regular partner, I play that as a pass hand. If a Q bid would raise the level of the final contract, that double is the best raise for partner for this sort of thing. Just not to punish third and fourth for opening.
I'm buying it for sure, because partly you don't really want to compete necessarily if you have a misfit. So double to say I don't have a fit for spades isn't a great convention.
Yeah, no. No.
Depends a little bit how light partner's going to open in third seat. A lot of people don't change their system too much in third seat, and then playing your normal system is probably fine. But if you are going to open light in third seat, that's an excellent convention. I'm going to write that down, Robert.
Thanks. I love it. Like it's come in handy a lot, actually.
So at the other table, I have to avoid minus 300. A heart. I don't know what this takeout double. I think that's too much. I mean, you don't have.
Okay. Wait. Can we go to this table real fast, because I do want to talk about this. So just to be clear, a heart isn't like, if we look at the alert of the heart, it's 8 to 11, right? Could have a longer suit, etc. And people freak out over this bid and don't do rational things. It's sort of like if people aren't used to playing against a mini no trump, they'll like balance with stuff they shouldn't balance in. Really bidding over 1 heart, you should be sounder than in direct seat. You should be sounder than normal. Like you shouldn't be straining to overcall 1 heart. It's sort of like you want to make more constructive bids. So that's sort of the principle of how to navigate bidding over these mini 1 major bids.
I'm not sure you should be necessarily sounder, but I think you shouldn't have,
Yeah.
like, for example, you wouldn't make a takeout double of a heart usually with 4 hearts and a singleton diamond. And so there's no reason to stretch to do that. I would make all the same actions. I would make some bids more aggressively. Over a heart, I would overcall a spade more aggressively, like as aggressively, more aggressively, because we're well placed to know what to do. But I agree that people do freak out against unfamiliar bids,
Damn.
and especially if the unfamiliar bid shows a weakness, their natural instinct is to think they're being robbed, and so people stretch to bid 11 balanced hands, or make a takeout double with a singleton diamond, and surprise, surprise, partner responded diamonds, and then bid diamonds again, and then bid diamonds again, and then is so far in 3 diamonds doubled.
Do you really feel like you're being stolen on this hand, though?
I don't, but I've played against 8 to 11 one heart openings before. But people who haven't feel like they are. People who haven't, they hear someone open at 8 to 11, they're looking at their hand and they go, I'm stronger than you. I might be getting stolen here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, I rely on my partner to protect my hand a lot of the time.
Yeah. That's definitely a good thing.
Kai is thinking a long time. This double is just unambiguously penalty. So I mean, I think we'll see a pass, but
wow, this is an interesting option. A heart double pass, 2 diamonds pass. 2 diamonds is, I mean, that is a going low.
Yeah, 2 diamonds I think is an underbid. One reason I might have bid 2 diamonds is if I thought I could bid my clubs on the next go, but having not done that, it doesn't make sense to me for West not to have just bid 3 diamonds the first time.
Ace King 10 6th.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
also this is interesting that to me that they open 1 heart with this hand. Like in olden times, we would have definitely opened this 2 hearts, and this would have been considered stronger than a 1 heart opening really should be. But the 2 heart opening is just so poor that it kind of makes sense just sticking more things into one of your openings that's actually a winner, which is basically just 1 heart.
What's the range of 2 hearts, did you say?
So I think that Kai and Isaac are playing it as really tight, like 12 to 14, like maybe like 12 to a bad 14. The idea being trying to make it almost so that you don't need to invite over it.
6 card suit?
But yeah, I think. Sorry.
6 card suit or 5 card suit?
It's 6 hearts or 5 and a 4 card minor.
Okay. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, it says there's 2 diamonds, and now it's probably not going to go pass. And you'll get a chance to back in with 3 clubs and not hang your partner for making a weird double.
Yeah, if you think weird doubles are likely or possible, then 2 diamonds and then 3 clubs would have been a good choice, or 2 diamonds and then 2 no, scrambling, or.
But even then, I've got Queen 4th and Ace King 10 6, and I don't want my partner's always going to take a preference to clubs, and I don't think I want him to.
Yeah, agreed. But that's the only real reason I could think of ever bidding 2 diamonds is with a view of offering the clubs the next time. I would have bid 3 diamonds the first time, which curiously probably wouldn't have been doubled.
Right.
It's the slowness of the auction.
Yeah, because he doubled the first time and Kai saved him, and then he wasn't going to do it twice.
Yeah, West had no idea how much trouble he was in, though.
Right.
West is actually doing okay. They've got 6 tricks.
Some of the defense hasn't been great here. I really feel like South should have played the 10 of hearts trick 1 just to more clearly tell partner, hey, no, I do not want a heart. I don't know if the 10 here would be upside down count or if it would be upside down attitude, but either way, I feel like that'd be a clear signal to abandon the heart suit.
Yeah.
Also, North pitched a club immediately, whereas it seems like a heart pitch is much safer, and you can maybe give suit preference in hearts for clubs anyway.
Sure.
So it feels weird immediately pitching a club when there's 4 clubs on the dummy. That feels strange.
Yeah, I definitely think that could have gone worse.
Yeah. 600 versus 400. What is that?
Usually it's a vulnerability mistake.
No.
Usually at teams it's a
No,
vulnerability
no,
error.
no. Is it 12 or it's? I think it's 3. I'm just. Mm-hmm. Club diamond.
East is really thinking here. I was gonna say, and also I've had like inconsistent internet, and to be clear, my internet isn't inconsistent. What's happening is I'm knocking the Ethernet cord out of my computer sometimes.
You get
So
excited and wave your
that's
hands
what's going
around.
on. But yeah, um, but I was going to say at one point before I lost connection that I feel like as Zheng, it's difficult psychologically to know how to play against this team because you're down a lot and it's really not clear if you want to play, down 130. It's really not clear if you want to play normally and try to make up the difference and the other side self-destruct, which is genuinely possible with these opponents playing the system. Or if you want to like make slightly swingy actions. I don't know. I don't know the most about being down over this sort of amount of time in imps. Like, what do y'all think? Like, what should East West be thinking about here?
I personally am a proponent of always playing down the middle, no swingy bridge, but I know I have a feeling I know what Scissor's gonna say, but I'm pretty always just play your game and and don't try to swing.
Last year, in 2024, at the end of the year, they had the mixed teams trials for the Australian team. Last year, by the way, tomorrow in Australia.
Okay,
It's 2025 now.
got it.
So yeah, last year in 2024, the mixed teams trials, there was a team that was probably the underdogs that was down by about 50 in like 8 sets of 15 they were playing, and they were down by 50 from about the third set onwards. And the whole last day, so they played 15 boards, 15 boards, 15 boards, and a few things happened, but not very much. And they were down by 50 until the middle of the last set. And one thing that happened in the last set is that one pair had a disaster that was worth 20 imps. The situation was someone opened a short diamond, someone made a Q bid, which was defined as Michael's the other suit, and then some things happened, and then they ended up playing in diamonds rather than one of their actual fits. Doubled and went for 20 imps. And then that pair got a little bit shaken, I imagine, and the other pair did a couple of good things and some stuff happened. And then all of a sudden, sort of 50 imps came out of nowhere, starting with a disaster, admittedly. But yeah, they didn't get their comeback from necessarily swinging. One thing I do recommend against an unfamiliar system is perhaps opening light if you're the dealer. If you pass and then they get to have their artificial system or their unusual system, then your pair may not know what to do. But if you open as dealer a point lighter than usual, say, at least your team is on solid footing. You're a point off, but you're on a solid footing. That's one thing I would do to counter an unusual system is to open before they do a little.
Right. Yeah, get your suit in there. That's good.
Yeah. Their system isn't ridiculous. They don't necessarily make unanchored bids and things to confuse you, but it is unfamiliar, and you'd rather be on a familiar sort of idea, a familiar footing with your partner. So opening a point or two lighter and maybe open preempts that would be slightly outside the range usually would be maybe 2 tips to put your team back in.
In other words, bid more. This is a long way of saying bid more.
It is as dealer is the thing, because you get in first. It's less clear that you should overcall more, and like maybe you shouldn't double on the previous hand. That's the problem with the broad philosophy bid more, is that maybe that's what East fell for with their off-shape takeout double on the previous one.
Sure, yeah. Off-shape
I like
takeout
that a
doubles
lot.
off-shape takeout doubles are just, I can't stand them. I mean, I feel
They're so
strongly about
bad.
this. I have some strong opinions.
Oh, it's interesting
think
to
of
see
any,
what Isaac will
Drew,
do with
let us
this.
What's that?
I'm curious what Isaac's going to bid with this.
So their club is like a nebulous club. No 5-card major, is that right? But could have all sorts of other things.
It's very nebulous, and it could have a 5-card major. It could have hearts specifically.
Okay.
So like if you got 5 hearts and a 4-card spade suit, you would open 1 club first.
Yeah.
I think they're also playing that with 5 hearts and a 5-card minor, you'd open a club. Just really trying to avoid opening 2 hearts as much as possible. I really hate this opening by Isaac. Like, sure, you technically have the 10 count required to legally open the bid. But your singleton king is so bad. Like you've really got more of like an 8 count here.
There's also problems when you play a nebulous club about what rebids look like. For example, over a club of heart, if you bid a spade, does that have any implication about minor lengths? If you rebid a no trump, is partner expecting singletons, all that sort of stuff. And so there are some hands that pattern out okay in rebids, but this shape specifically isn't going to be one. If the auction gets competitive, it can be hard to find the best part score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very aggressive. Also, I believe they're playing double as game forcing. Oh yeah, unless partner is 10 to 11. So a lot of the changes from the IM to what they're currently playing, I like helped with thinking about. But then some of the changes I didn't, and this is one of the ideas that someone else had. Believe his name is Quan. I'm sorry if that's not right, but I think his name's Quan. Is that when me and Isaac played 1 club 1 diamond in an uncontested auction, used to be artificial game force. How they play it, that 1 club 1 diamond is a game force unless the opener has 10 to 11 balanced, which is a weird idea that I don't fully support, but it's definitely interesting.
That
And
feels playable in the auction, a club of diamond. That feels playable because there's plenty of room to untangle.
Yeah, that's basically how I feel about it. Yeah.
But it's awkward in contested auctions to still have the safety net sort of thing. Curiously here, I don't know, the 2 club bid is artificial and has been described as exactly 4 spades not balanced. Now, I don't know if that means that they're now in a game force because it's only not game forcing opposite 10-11 balanced.
I mean, it really should, right?
Well, yeah, that's the thing about opening a sort of off-shaped hand that is 10-11 semi-balanced and then not being able to show it as 10-11 semi-balanced.
Another thing I was interested about this hand is I was wondering if Isaac was going to open at 2 diamonds, which may sound crazy, but like I feel like they have 2 diamonds available just as a natural 5-card preempt. And I mean, if you're gonna bid something, I feel like your hand more looks like a 2 diamond call than a 1 club call with this. I mean, really, what it most looks like is a pass in my mind, but you know.
2 diamonds doesn't seem great on a mediocre suit with lots of defense and a 4-card major.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mind it. I probably like it more than Drew.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not a destructive preemptor type. But I will say that every time you preempt with an outside queen, they get it wrong when they playing it.
Oh no. Wait, are they like, is pass a relay ask here? Is that what's going
Yeah.
on? Yeah, game
The pass
forcing
was
ask out
alerted
of shape.
as a
Oh
relay
gosh.
game force, which they're now in a game force. But I mean, on this end, it's not going to backfire because North has brought a premium 15, which is a game force opposite any garbage, and they have a spade fit, so they're gonna meander their way to 4 spades. But
Yeah.
if North had a 13 count and there was no fit anywhere, they'd be in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all play relays, but this is pretty scary to me as someone who plays a lot of relays, this agreement, because basically they're playing a symmetric relay, which means usually there's like, with a 2 spade bid, you're always with 5-5, you're always going to bid 2 no trump or something, or with 5-4-3-1, you're always going to bid 3 diamonds or whatever. I don't remember what it is in Infernal Machine specifically, but this agreement, what they're playing here, basically everything's going to be shifted down a step, right? Because they're trying to use pass and double to gain space, but which is, kind of optimal, but it's also really scary memory wise, because if you're off a single step in a relay, partner's going to completely misunderstand your hand. So they're really like playing on a knife's edge with this method, I think.
There's a good acronym for that though, for non-relay players, which is pissed and pisser, where pass is
Good
first
one.
step, second step double. Pass is first step, second step redouble. So that's a good mnemonic that helps. Definitely helps Australians.
Wicked pisser.
And is 2 spades. Okay. Yeah, good. The 2 spades. I like just breaking the relay by Kai. I'm glad he just broke relay. I don't really know why he's not just going to game here. He
Two
must think
spades,
he could have slam opposite heart shortness.
two spades was described as relay.
And it is the next step, right?
Yes.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I
It
mean,
was a
pass is
two-part
first
bid.
step,
That
but
makes
that has a
sense.
Kai
different
thinks the
meaning.
relay's on, but
Yeah.
Isaac thinks maybe it is or should be off, or talk about it later. Not sure I've ever seen
Oh
it.
yeah.
Interesting for later discussion in an alert before.
So with Isaac, with relays, he has a bunch of ideas that basing relays on principles rather than exact agreements, which he says always leads to agreement, but it really doesn't. So there's often some ambiguous cases where no one really knows what's going on. Um, this is a throwback for sure. I'm really enjoying watching this.
And this is why you don't start swinging.
Yeah, exactly. The opponents could have 2 of these and they could cost 15 imps each or something, and all of a sudden everything's different.
I mean, just to be clear, Kai should just bid 4 hearts, and I think what Kai is relying on is that he can always just bid 4 spades. He can always just bid 4 spades at any time, and that he has confidence for sure his bids are forcing. So he thinks, okay, we're not on the same page, but maybe I find some information which could lead to slam here, and the risk isn't very high.
From North's point of view, if South has a singleton heart and a good hand, say ace king of clubs and a queen, slam could be excellent. So North, I think, is sort of right to ask and look.
Isaac is praying that he can get his partner to shut up.
Well, I mean, South really has a sub minimum. I mean, I don't think Isaac has his bid.
Yeah.
I mean, he like legally has 10 high card points, but I don't think he has like what should be the partnership expected 1 club opening.
I should point out that his pips are quite good. He has no 4s, 3s, or 2s, but that doesn't really make it a hand.
Grasping.
It's funny that I think on this round of the bidding, see how it's gone, 3 diamonds, don't know what that means, 3 hearts. Isaac's worked out that that North Kai has bid 3 hearts as a relay, and so he's come back to be able to answer the relay, even though his previous bid had the wrong meaning. 3 spades, he's described as partner will take it as 0 to 2 controls.
Nice.
which means that North now will be able to probably sign off, knowing that partner can't have the ace king of clubs. I assume that their counting controls aces 2, king is 1, perhaps.
Yeah, I do think I don't know this, but when I used to play with Isaac, we didn't count singleton kings, I don't think.
Yeah,
So
I was
it
going
could
to
be
mention
that that's what's happening.
which means that from North's point of view, partner can't have the required ace king of clubs. They could have ace queen of clubs and 2 queens. The only funny thing is what 3 diamonds would show in shape. Like if there's a chance that South has shown a heart void, for example.
So he'll bail here, right?
I can only imagine North trying to sign off in 4 spades, with the exception that if South has shown some unusual shape, that he might make a mistake.
I do feel like South should probably
I
give an explanation for 3 diamonds, since if 3 spades has some kind of presumed meaning, surely 3 diamonds must also.
He's actually amended his
That's a good
alert.
point.
He's actually
Oh,
amended
good
his
point.
alert and described it as a 4036. So there's a chance that North is
Oh
about to
no.
scam.
Oh no.
I also wonder if
you-
South has a little bit of an ethical problem here. If it's unclear from their agreements whether they're in relay or not, getting a quick 3 hearts back from partner, which looks like an ask, and a quick 4 clubs over 3 spades, which looks like an ask, that's maybe information that he is not necessarily entitled to.
Having said that, though,
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
The logic of 3 hearts is really only that it could be a relay, I imagine.
4036.
Honestly, this
that's
isn't
right.
something I really know much about. Can y'all talk about this, like Cyrus or Drew or Scissors, like, because these situations are so murky.
You mean
Like, is it
ethical?
unethical to take 3 hearts as a relay?
It's fine, I think, when 3 hearts comes up to realize that it's ambiguous. But one of the logical conclusions would be that it is a relay. Curiously, though, later South has lied in the auction. South has, with 4 diamonds towards the end of the auction, shown 0 controls. So I think South is now backpedaled, which is partly because their own misbid and partly because they have a terrible hand.
Oh my god. Oh. Anyway, so 4 boards have been played at the other table during this time.
There, so we can get the faster table and then catch Kai and Isaac at the end.
Do you
Yeah.
maybe all find it frustrating if like the opponents are having this complicated system and they don't remember it, and then you don't know how to defend properly or anything like that because of what they
It's
told
so
you?
dumb. It's so dumb. You really, I mean, this is as someone who plays complicated systems, I always feel so bad when we mess stuff up. I really think if you're going to play complicated systems, you need to just practice a lot to really minimize this sort of thing for opponents, because it's just so stupid to deal with.
Yeah, just curious. I mean, I didn't know. Like, it doesn't happen to me very often, but I do feel when they're misexplaining their bids and then the dummy hits and I've made a bad lead. I mean, it doesn't. It's a little frustrating. But if I'm playing a 60 board match against people who don't know their system, then I'll probably be okay.
I mean, North passing. That's crazy. I mean, that I
You're looking at board 40 in the other room. Yeah, North has 11, 2 aces, and ace queen to 6. It does seem odd. Although maybe they think you need 12 high card points to open.
No, I mean, just to be clear, North is William, who's a good bridge player. So, I feel like the Zheng team has just like I feel like they've just lost their anchor at this point. Like, you've got to open this hand. Like, this is just a good hand. Like, you're making I don't know. This is so frustrating.
I mean, you don't need much for 3-0, right? That's the big part of it.
You actually probably make 3-0 on this hand. It takes a heart lead to beat it. Otherwise, you've got 4 spade tricks, 3 diamonds by way of a finesse, 2 clubs by way of a finesse. Unless they lead a heart and cash the first 5, 3-0 will make for north-south.
Yeah. But if the hearts are 4-3, it's cold.
Yeah, but it also
Yeah.
takes a heart lead from a broken suit when they have no outside or very few outside entries and partners bid. So, yeah. Interesting when we get to this one, but I feel like north-south have been robbed of a game.
Club.
Well, I mean, they robbed themselves from a game, just to be clear. It wasn't, I mean,
Yeah.
Sure, East did their job bidding 3 diamonds, good on them, but pass by North is inexcusable, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little conservative.
I think, Drew, you're on the conservative end of the bidding spectrum, but I think even you would have found an opening bid there.
I would have. You're right.
Well, I mean, at least North-South are going plus, which, we expected with Ace, King, Jack, 4th, but it's still painful.
Ace of Clubs is a weird play there by Kai.
Yeah, I think at the other table they're gonna end up making their 4 spades, but I'm not sure that it.
I think he missed an over trick.
He could have set the diamonds up. He could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to draw trumps. Trumps are 4-0. We didn't mention at the time, which adds a slight wrinkle to the story. But like he might have been afraid of losing a diamond and then a trump promotion or something. But it was the last diamond, so there wasn't a trump promotion available.
You just rough and then you lose a 10 of spades, right? I mean,
yeah. If you can get rid of your club, it doesn't matter if you lose a trump.
Right. They can over rough or actually wait. If they play a club, they over rough and they play a club. No, you have to rough high, don't you? King of spades, club, and now pitch your club loser on a diamond. Something like that. I feel like that's right. Because if they over rough, you can't do both. You can't draw trumps and they're going to knock out the ace of clubs.
This board just seems like it could be an imp generator for sure.
Which
Are
one?
you talking about 41?
41, yeah.
Wait. 41 looks pretty balanced. Well,
yeah, it feels like you might bid game on 41 and then not make it.
Yeah.
It looks like they're using Tuno trumps perhaps as some form of puppet stamen, maybe, or
great convention,
or something. Initially
Yes,
asking
puppet.
for a 5-card major and then potentially asking for a 4-card major or showing a 4-card major on the way back.
Great convention. You can get a lot of hands in, and they don't get a lead directing double of 3 clubs, and you can limit the information, the shape of the opening hand. And what do you give up? A diamond transfer? Just play 3 clubs as diamonds. Great. Eric Rodwell.
Is Tuna Trump his puppet, Eric Rodwell?
I mean, I don't know. He's credited with inventing it, as far as I've read.
I did not know that.
His old. I say he's credited. I remember reading that like 10 years ago. So don't quote me on that. It could be wrong, but I just vaguely remember that.
I mean, and why I was saying it could be an imp generator is that 4 spades has no play.
And a heart
At
lead.
all. It's often a heart. Okay, well you're doing a lot better on a heart lead.
I think you're still in trouble though. The defenders have time to get a heart. They'll always get a spade, and at some point 2 diamonds. And I don't think anything's going to go away.
On a non-heart lead, I think you're usually going to be down 2, so I think this is at least nice for East-West.
There could be some action in the other room if you can see their auction.
Okay.
Just in passing. North opened another nebulous club, this time with a 6-card diamond suit and over a heart. South responded to no trump, which was subsequently doubled. And North didn't run to diamonds, and that meant that East ran to diamonds. So interesting. But I would have, if possible, done something to suggest I didn't want to play a no trump as North. East-West are now going to be in a little bit of trouble. It was a little bit scary as to whoever played this hand.
I don't hate passing one of trump.
Looks like
I don't love it, but
maybe they're hashing out their system.
Yeah. Do you know if within their system they would have ways of differentiating single-suited minors or single-suited hands, 2 suitors in this sort of auction? All vulnerable. You've opened 11 count.
Just to be clear, you definitely couldn't distinguish like having 5 diamonds and 4 clubs and 5 clubs and 4 diamonds. Both of those would you just rebid the longer minor. So there's definitely a lack of granularity in this sort of, you can't get very specific. One club includes so many freaking hands.
Yeah.
I mean, here, 2 diamonds by North seems really normal to just bid your 6-card suit, but I do think if they were down in the match, I think passing 1 no trump is kind of a funny, interesting bid if you need some swings and aren't up 130 imps.
Sure. I mean, East-West are the ones down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you might pass. 1 no doubled.
I would have passed rather than bid my bad 5-card and 4-card suits. I would just hope that we had enough strength and enough things that maybe a swing would come in and partner could lead a club. My stiff queen is useful.
I'm so like, what happened on 41? How the hell did they make that?
Oh, that's a good question.
Look.
I mean, that was so down. That was very down.
Heart to the 10. Spade hook.
So not playing the King of Hearts at trick 1 was already a
bad, yeah.
Already potentially a mistake. Not necessarily critical yet, but I think it's going to compound.
Ace of clubs. Finish drawing trump.
So it looks like these diamonds are going to set up. There's actually now big potential.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, it's GG. Okay. Ugh.
While we were gone.
Oh my gosh, and they're already swinging into this one.
Also, I guess when you get in with the King of Spades, can't you also switch to a diamond and then you can't do everything? Okay. You're just down 1 still, right?
Can't you play 1 diamond through and then get a heart back and then later a diamond?
They go up ace. They go up ace and just draw trumps and then...
The diamonds aren't set up yet.
Well, yeah, no, I know they can beat it. I'm just... King of Spades, diamond through is still only down 1. I was thinking down 2.
Don't be greedy. I'm just happy to beat the contract one.
I'm match point player. I'm not an M player.
I see.
I've got some questions for y'all. What do you think about South's bidding and North's bidding on this hand?
Which one?
On 42.
The bigger board.
Yeah, two clubs is definitely underweight. It's definitely a bit light. Having said that, I don't particularly want to bid 3 clubs. That seems like too much with a balanced hand. Even though I've got good club texture, it's just too much. It could go pass double and be expensive. And so I think it's a choice between 2 clubs and pass. And yeah, I don't really like 2 clubs. Doesn't mean I would pass, but I don't like 2 clubs.
I was just curious. I have a hard time with hands like that, so just wanted to know what y'all would do.
Yeah, I sort of want to bid. It's a good suit, but 3 clubs feels like it's a lot when vulnerable. I don't mind North's 3 club raise.
I do like the 4 heart bid as well.
Yeah, 4 hearts was an excellent bid.
No aces. Even though you have 16, you have no aces. Like, that's a big deal when looking for slam. The double is kind of interesting. So, like, if it goes like you double and then it goes like 4 clubs, pass back to you. I don't know. I mean, you have to bid 4 spades now, but sometimes I like to just get my fit off my chest in auctions like this.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was going to do something other than raise spades directly, either via a Q raise or whatever you do, I might have bid 2 diamonds. I've got ace queen 10 8 to 5. If I was going to mention something, that would be the thing to mention, perhaps.
Right. I mean, the double just seems, I don't know. But he found the heart fit. I mean, you know. Maybe this is one of those ones where you want to play the 5-3 fit instead of the 5-4 fit. Is that a thing? Isn't that a thing? Because they might find a rough. No, that's the other way around.
That was a good story, though.
I couldn't remember. I know there's one where you like want to play in the Trump suit where you like don't have the ace or something. I can't remember exactly how it goes.
Yeah. So one pearl of wisdom is that a 4-4 fit sometimes makes more tricks than a 5-3. You can use the 4-4 fit as trumps, use the 5-card suit for discards, and get roughs with either of the 4-card suits. But the other ones that are interesting are when there's a rough available for the opponents. And then you want to play the suit that splits poorly as trumps, because that's not the suit that they can rough. But to do that, you need to maybe have a look at their cards during the auction.
I thought there was something like that had to do with like the ace of trumps or something.
No. Like sometimes if you're choosing between trump suits, you want to trump. You know, sometimes it's better to have trump be the suit with the worst suit quality, so that opponents can't. If that wasn't trump, opponents could play their top cards and someone rough in. I think is what you're thinking of, right?
Yeah, maybe. This is these rules get jumbled in my head. Bridge is very hard.
Another interesting consideration when you're weighing up fits of equal length, especially at high levels, is having the jack and the 10 within your suit makes a massive difference for handling bad breaks. If you're going to bid a grand slam and you've got 2 8-card fits or whatever, you need to play the one where you have the jack and the 10 to prevent 4-1 break from taking you down instantly.
Good defense by South here. This was the only setting continuation, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, obviously he was gonna. Obviously they were going to make it if they dropped the singleton queen of hearts, but having not done that, yeah, Declare is now in trouble. Going to lose a deep heart trick.
And again, good stuff to South for not carelessly roughing a club low and giving Declare the contract. I think Declare went wrong pitching a spade because they didn't visualize that South could give the uppercut.
That's always the worst when you're
Yeah,
declaring.
I mean, like,
and you pitch the wrong thing. You don't think it mattered. I mean, he might not have not thought it mattered, but he, I have many times carelessly pitched something when I didn't think it mattered, and then it really mattered a lot, like on the uppercut or the Trump promotion front. Don't love this lead directing double.
Why not?
Because you can stand any other. You could stand a diamond lead. You could stand, a heart lead. You really want a heart lead that bad? And at this vulnerability, you're not suggesting a save ever.
I think that's the issue, is that at other situations, you'd actually want to bid over 4 spades. You've got a void and a 6-5. For whatever reason, you couldn't show it the first time. Like, I actually think North had tons of options on their first bid. They could have opened, they could have preempted, they could have done something. But at unfavorable, once the opponents have opened 2-0 and found their spade fit, you don't want to be coming in.
Right. I always feel like, oh, look at this lead. I mean, this is kind of, I don't know if it matters. No, it doesn't matter. But it could have.
Yeah. It might matter, right? South has potentially got 3 spade tricks.
Steam would be coming out of my ears right now. This happened to me at the table.
Yeah. It's a curious one that Declarer can't get to dummy, but if they could like finesse a diamond or something.
Oh my gosh, this is scary. I don't know if playing the 10 is right by South, right? Because you've got to think about it from North's perspective. They still don't know that South is underled.
Ooh.
They kind of do.
Okay, they figure it out, I guess.
They do. Dummy had a singleton heart. If Declarer had the ace, they wouldn't have been conceding a heart.
Oh yeah, sorry. You're right. Okay, I'm being silly.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's any world that South can be end played in trumps.
Well, I feel like in not the real world there probably is. If you never touch Trump, you probably. Wait, is this doable in just real life?
I feel like it might be. You have to hook a club now. You've got to get rid of these clubs, and you need to. You're in dummy miraculously, so now's the time to hook a club. If you can then play a couple of clubs, mate, the spade I think is no good. I think you can't win now. You had to keep the spades intact in practice. Declarer knows they can get back to dummy with a diamond rough later. So if trumps were good, this is obviously the right play. So I don't think it was necessarily findable. But on a club lead, if Declarer had finessed the club and then managed to play 3 rounds of clubs and then a diamond, South might be in trouble. I think you would make it on that play.
Diamond, and then you rough 10 and then exit a low spade, huh?
Yeah, something like that. You have to have played the clubs out though earlier. And then, yeah, I think you would have made it. There were some interesting clues from the bidding that South made a lead directing double without the ace of hearts. As far
More.
as you know, I mean, it's not 100% they don't have it, but it feels like they don't have it. And so maybe you should put South on some sort of unbalanced hand with Queen Jack of Hearts. Maybe a spade void was actually in
What's
the
going
picture.
on here? Why did South rough low?
What happened?
South roughed with the low. I mean, they can see the dummy, so they just rough to
With the
get over roughed.
5 of spades and lost the trick.
They're on tilt.
They're so on tilt. Oh my god. That was I just that just feels like you're just so tired and you've been playing too long.
Yeah.
Like
Ace of Heart at strict 13 is what's the word? Depressing.
oh man, that's hard to deal with as North South mentally.
So this on board 38 at the other table, you have to open a diamond
Okay.
with this.
They open a
Oh
diamond is
my
artificial
god.
15 plus.
No, I know, I get that, but this is like it feels gross. Do you have a way? Are these hands easy to show?
This is really easy to show. You could just open a spade, which shows 5 plus.
Okay.
And
I mean,
as
if
you-
when you open a spade and it shows like 10 to 15 points or something, partner puts you on an average of like 11.5. And even when you show a good one later, they give you 13 or so. So yeah, a lot of people don't downgrade out of their strong bids because it actually dilutes their weaker bids a little bit. But if you were going to use judgment, this isn't necessarily more than about 12 useful high card points, but it is an excellent 5-5.
I think another thing with playing precision and deciding to upgrade this into your strong bid, or strong diamond in this case, is one spade's limited. So you have one spade, 3 hearts for this, and like
Right.
that is a hand like this verbatim. So like,
Yeah.
what is that hand? What is that being used for if not this hand?
Right. At the other
Again,
table,
here.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
At the other table,
Yeah, and on here the auction's way easier. It just goes 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades. You don't have to leak your shape, or in this case, responders full shape.
Yeah, and which I think is a good bid, by the way. Anytime I have a good 5-5 and it goes a spade pass, a major pass, and you raise me, I almost bid game just immediately, like a lot of the time. I know that sounds crazy, but it works. It seems to work out.
I do the same thing, like all the time. It's
I don't mess
concealing
around
the
with bidding 3 hearts. I don't ask.
No.
I just bid 4, especially when you play constructive raises.
Concealing the 5-card side suit is often really powerful. What is going on?
Feels like they are not on the same page.
This is why you just open a spade.
North has relayed out what he described as a 3-1-5-4 shape. The description of 3 no trumps was a 3-1-5-4.
Wait, can I see this real fast? So can I see so 2 diamonds as being okay, 4-4 minors.
Showed minors. 3 no was described as 3-1-5-4. And
so
South
2 spades
obviously
would be a
thinks it's not that.
reverser. Just a second, I want to think about this. 2 spades would be a reverser. 2 no trump would be 5-5 minors. 3 clubs would be high shortness. So yeah, Isaac's just wrong. I think Kai did this right. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think Isaac may have just gotten this wrong.
This looks fairly doomed. Anyway, 5 diamonds.
Well, 4 spades is down, so no problem.
Not a big disaster.
Of course, four spades is down. Great. Okay, whatever.
Robert, at least for Sriram and I, transposing all of our bids a step higher, we'd have 2 is 5-5, 3 clubs high shortness, 3 diamonds equal shortness, and then 3 hearts would show the low shortness and this shape, the 3-1-4-5.
So why it's not like that, I believe, is because they've also got balanced hands in this. It's just a worse relay. So hands with 4-4 in the minors are also in this.
Ah, I see.
Which is why it's so high.
Yeah, and I bet north-south are just, they misdefend that hand because they tired, deflated, down 130. That's a tough mental state to be in.
Yeah.
Never give up, never
And
surrender.
I don't know if Isaac messed this up. I could just be wrong, but I really feel like North I feel like definitely showed a 5-3-1. I'm not sure which major would have 3, but it's one of the majors, so I don't think 5 diamonds is right.
It feels like South might have thought North had a 2-1-6-4 or a
Maybe
similar.
Maybe so. Maybe I'm off a step. Who knows? I don't know. It's been so long. And this relay, so I'm a proponent of relay systems, but like not all relay systems are equal. Obviously resolving shape lower is way better than resolving shape higher. And the Dinkin Schuster relay is like so high, it really kind of sucks. I mean, it does. I don't know what else to say. It's so crummy.
I think the issue is how many hands start in the unknown shapes, I guess. Is that what you're saying? Like if you can not have balanced hands, it reduces the number of steps you need?
That's part of it for sure, but also okay, there's 2 things. That one, it's 1 diamond versus 1 club for the strong hand. I mean, you lose a step there. And then they also differentiate between a true negative, a double negative, and a semi-positive. So you lose another step there. So you're 2 steps behind strong club. And, in relay, you just lost like 130 hands being able to resolve them below 3 no trump. So that's really painful.
Do they look at it as an advantage that you open more hands of diamond?
I don't know. I mean, I never liked that. I think the diamond opening is pretty terrible. I hope they don't, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I get that, like, you have all this relay at your whim and you can find out more about partner's hand once you open a diamond, but it feels also like widening the range 15 plus. That's a huge, huge range.
Yeah, I mean, so 1 club as 16 plus is about, I think it's like, what is it, around like 10% of hands, something like that. But then making it 15, it's suddenly like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like 15, 16, like it's like 15% of hands. I don't remember. I used to know these numbers religiously,
Sure.
but
That makes sense.
I personally think 15 plus 1 club or 1 diamond in competition is so, so bad.
Did you say that their 1 heart opening promised 5?
No, it promises 4.
Is there some reason that this hand doesn't qualify?
I bet Isaac thinks it's too good for 1 heart.
I mean, it is a 10 count. I know what you're saying, but if I got to show my King Queen Jack 10 to 4 at the 1 level, rather than opening a nebulous club and then starting a fight, I would have opened a heart if that was an option. If it was a close judgment call, I'm not sure what the system definitions would be.
I think we're really seeing that North and South don't evaluate things equally in many positions. Like earlier, we saw North open really a pretty good, just normal 1 heart opening hand, 1 heart, whereas Isaac is opting to upgrade his 10 count into an opening hand. So I think there's a pretty big difference between how Kai and Isaac view the system.
Yeah. This hand is hard to show in competition if you haven't started with a suit, that's all, as South. It's not going to matter here, but...
Interesting bidding problem here. Because you're never going to mistake partner for having clubs, at least, but I would just bid 4 spades, right? I mean, what else?
No, I think it's too good. Opposite, ace, queen of spades, ace of hearts, for example, or even just ace to 5 or 6 spades, ace of hearts, you could have a slam. I'd want to do more.
Okay, yeah.
I might bid 2 no, then 3 spades, or I might bid 4 diamonds immediately and then correct 4 hearts to 4 spades or something. I want to make some sort of positive move. Probably just 2 no initially.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's interesting to me. It's interesting to me here. First off, just to start, that they're playing 2 clubs as Michaels. I don't think that's a good idea when 1 club is 0+.
No, I agree with that too.
I actually think that's a fairly good idea if you're not used to playing against unfamiliar systems, because it's a system that you know. If you had to mentally go, okay, we're going to play 2 diamonds as Michaels and 2 hearts as another Michaels, or whatever you choose to do, you introduce problems that you weren't aware of before. If I had to give a piece of advice to a young pair playing against an unfamiliar system for the first time, I would probably say, treat a club as natural, play 2 clubs as Michaels, and use clubs as a Q raise. And if you have clubs, you have to overcall 3, which could be a wide-ranging hand, or pass and bid clubs later. And the advantage of that is they know what they're doing in all of the spots.
That's a wise point. Yeah,
incredibly simple.
Right.
Like a recommended defense might be playing 2 diamonds as Michaels, but if you've never done that before, you'll just...
That is very accident prone.
Yeah.
Like kickback.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason that someone said, okay, in this set, we have to ask for aces 1 step lower. Let's all just invent some new system and do it. It's real simple. You just swap 2 bids. Yeah. So East maybe isn't on the same page here. I'm not a fan of this double from South.
Double is hilarious.
I'm not a fan for a couple of reasons. One of them is they could have a better spot, and that's always a bad reason to double. The other one is I'm not convinced that I can actually beat it.
I mean,
why did he double?
South thinks they're having a misunderstanding and thinks he can get a couple of heart tricks and a diamond, but I'm not convinced that's true.
Greedy.
I don't understand. I don't understand double.
If I was East, I would rewind you in about 3 seconds. Less than that.
You might not. You might be nervous that either you've had a misunderstanding with partner, or that South has 3 aces. Is the issue.
I have a pretty good hand.
But South knows you jump to 5 clubs, and South is willing to double you anyway.
But I understand that. I also, only reason I would do it is because I was down 150 or whatever. 140. Of course, East-West is... Oof, now he's like, what have I done?
I mean, it looks like... Oh, yeah.
5 spades is... Oh, it was Michael's. Got it.
Yeah. If they don't lead a heart, there's a chance things will go away, but I think South has an obvious heart lead. It's not so clear what North would have led.
Even if they do lead a heart, doesn't this still have a little bit of play? Certainly more than 5 clubs had.
It has a tiny bit of play.
North has to misdefend and duck a spade.
There's no quick entry to East. If they can get to East, they can pitch things, but there's a chance that North will be able to see that, jump in with the ace of spades, cash a heart and a diamond. If North gets caught up with their jack of spades, thinking they might get 2 tricks, they could maybe duck a spade.
I have a feeling this is going to make.
Why?
You think it's going to go ace of hearts, small spade, and north, or play low?
Well, I think they might, but I guess that's still not enough because you need the double finesse by East. Because I mean, North is still going to get 2 spade tricks if East goes up with the king of spades, which
Right, you have to play spade to the 9. Yeah, you have to. Well, ducking a heart just seems...
I don't know. I think there's a little bit of merit there.
Oh yeah, now you have a heart ruff. Interesting. Isaac, okay, does not get greedy.
Okay, good stuff by Isaac. Good stuff.
Everyone knows the heart layout, though. If Declarer had a singleton, they wouldn't have dot trick one. And if they had 3 hearts, they may have played hearts, or they wouldn't have held up. So
It's kind of which defender you think you have a better shot of testing here.
I always would test scissors.
I'm not playing this match.
That one's easy. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is going to be down 1.
Yeah.
We should have seen a claim, but whatever.
And now you say dummy's good.
So the other table also played in 5 spades on this board.
Yeah, how did they get there?
I can get that up. Let's see.
South opened a diamond, and then after Michael's cubid, East-West got to 4 spades, but South competed to 5 diamonds, pushing East-West to 5 spades. No double, but 5 spades failed. So this was only 3 imps.
I see. I don't think it's easy doubling 5 diamonds as either opponent, East-West, at the other table.
No, absolutely not. Your team is Michael's and then bid. There's a chance that East might have doubled 5 diamonds, their partner Michael's, but it was actually West with a 6-5 who bid in front of their partner. So East might have doubled 5 diamonds, but West bid 5 diamonds, 5 spades in front of them. This is the North-South board where maybe 3-no trumps is making.
Did East pass? Like, let's say it goes, we have this almost the same auction as we had at the other table, except this time they opened a club. Their club is so nebulous. If East bid 3 diamonds, I mean, what is South supposed to do? The expected value of North's hand is like 10 to 11 balanced.
Yeah, North would double. South would double 3 diamonds. I reckon. I don't know if they would pass and hope for a double.
They definitely don't play double as penalty here. South's double of 3 diamonds, but
yeah, I would consider double for takeout.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
And willing to play 3-no or 4 of a major.
It's interesting how 2 clubs.
So some time ago they had a Michael's mix-up, but they've hopefully resolved it now. Do you know the playing conditions for this event? Are they all at one
caps,
table?
Michael's?
Michael's exclamation mark this time. Are they actually at the same table?
So I believe, I don't know this for sure, but I believe either north and west and east and south, they're at the same tables digitally, like digital screens. Is that right, Cyrus, or what's going on?
The screen will be
It's
north
the
and
same
east.
as you experienced
Okay.
2 years ago, except I think it's majority Chromebooks now instead of tablets. But still,
Okay.
all the norths and easts in one big room, all the wests and souths in another big room.
Yeah. And
Okay.
do you know if a partnership can message each other between hands? Can you message
I don't
the
remember.
table or message each other? Can you say sorry, partner, or let's play that as
Or
kickback
you're
from
a
now on?
tosser.
Yeah.
I believe so, but I'm not certain.
I don't remember, yeah.
Sam's in the chat. If he knows, that might be helpful.
I like this three club bid by North. It's just really simple, really natural.
Yeah, that seems good. They're now in a game force. Whenever South isn't 10-11 balanced, a diamond is game force.
Oh, he's looking for a heart stop here.
Some people, when there's been a Michael's Q bid, actually play that you bid the stopper you do have when there are two suits shown rather than one you don't. There are pros and cons to both, but that would probably be more standard amongst experts, I think.
Yeah, I know Isaac used to play that agreement, so I think maybe he switched out of simplicity, maybe of
Yeah.
I always bid
The,
opponent suit, we're asking for a stop.
the funny thing about this one, though, is that North doesn't have a heart stopper and South doesn't really have a backup plan. I feel like South could have potentially predicted this as a problem and maybe should have bid 3-0 and played a little bit of roulette or something. It's going to be hard to make 5 clubs from South's hand, you would think.
I'm wondering if Isaac's just going to pass. Oh, no, he bids 5 clubs. Okay.
Yeah. It's an awkward bidding spot, but as South, I might have just bid 3-0 and hoped that we could get some tricks somehow.
Well,
I feel like I would have doubled as East. Like, East never showed anything on this auction.
Yeah, East has actually got very good defensive prospects. You would think a heart trick. You would think potentially a second heart trick between your team. It's unlikely South would have 5 of them, and so you'd think maybe 2 hearts would stand up. The chance of a spade trick or 2 and a club trick or 2, yeah, East I think should double.
Do you ever bail in 4 clubs?
I thought Isaac was just going to bail in 4.
I just feel like I would.
Yeah.
Imps or not.
Only in a contested auction, only when you've investigated 3-0 and for some reason it's failed. It works a lot better.
Isn't his range defined down to what?
10 to 14, I think, a club.
Mm.
And I don't know if that ever got narrowed. I don't think it did.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it looks like we have 2 heart losers off the top.
Right.
Maybe we've got 1. I don't know. I mean, but
you need your partner to have like ace, king, queen, 7 third, and the ace of, and the clubs are probably not splitting well. I mean, I would be happy to make 4 clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm passing 4 clubs not thinking we're making it.
But at that point, you might as well just bid 3-0 over.
Yeah, you had to recognize that a step earlier and go maybe 3-0 is the spot. Maybe the hearts will block. Maybe partner has a stopper that, who knows? Maybe they don't know which major to lead.
Right. Totally agree. The Jack of Hearts lead's pretty obvious to me, but
Yeah,
it might be hard.
If he doesn't play the queen here, this is going to make right, because it's going to go 10 all the way low, finesse to the jack, run all the diamonds in south, pitching all of the hearts from north.
Yeah.
And then
That's
east would
true,
just get
yeah.
2 trump tricks. So he had to cover that one.
Nice play.
And now they're just
18 jack fourth and dummy.
aren't quite enough tricks. Yeah, but you think it's not going to make a difference or something. Maybe the 10 was a singleton. Covering might give away a trick. Like,
Guy crossing his fingers now, knowing it's not going to work.
yeah.
So, yeah, 4 clubs is the place to be.
Or potentially 3-no.
I'm just like almost never a supporter of stopping in 4 minor, especially in imps, but that one just feels like, oh my gosh, we're kind of screwed in 4 minor anyway, so
Right.
Now-
You realize 4 clubs is definitely just almost for sure. If 4 clubs makes, 3-no probably makes, is what I'm thinking. Maybe not, because you just might be wide open in hearts. So yeah, but
yeah, that was the hope.
this one could be another big imp swing, honestly, because they made 4 spades, which
This will
should
be
have
a
been
big-
down 2.
this will definitely be a big imp swing. Now, marksman. I mean, what if you put 3-no on the table? Like,
That seems unlikely, but it could work. It's 1 trick fewer than 4 spades.
right, 9 is easier than 10.
Would
Yeah.
y'all have invited would y'all have invited with this hand or no? Because I would have invited.
Not at imps, I would not.
Not at imps. Okay.
I mean, my partners don't open a bunch of trash 14 counts, 1 no trump. So,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that I can rely on them to have the good 14 or 15. Oh, he invited.
I think it's close. One reason to use simple stamen is if that you find a fit, you can call it a game force. And in this auction, you bid 2 clubs, 2 spades, and then you bid 4 spades.
Sure.
But if you don't find a fit, you
Yeah.
could bid 2-no, which is sort of an invite, but also a kind of way of hedging whether or not there was a fit and a game. The hand is less good without a fit. It's not a great hand, East. It's fine, but it's not great.
This is I think puppet stamen's kind of important on these hands because I might be interested in a 5-4 spade fit, but nothing else. That was what I was I mean, this one's a little bit on the line. Sometimes I'll have a hand like this and I'll ask for a 5-card major, and if they don't have one, I'll just bid 3-no. Or even if they show hearts, I'll bid 3-no. Maybe not on this hand necessarily.
Yeah, that is good advice, say, for a 4-3-3.
Right.
People often say with a 4-3-3, you don't bid stamen, but you might play the 5-4 fit. So you might do it for that kind of reason. Or if you've got like a chunky doubleton that you're willing to play 3-no.
Sure.
It was well judged by Wes passing. So anyway, lose 10 imps.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly.
Probably more than that. Oh, we get the same heart lead, so
170. I'm wondering here. So your partner leads the 6 of hearts, and it goes 2. And how can the king? I'm just wondering, how can the king be wrong?
I feel like I would play the king. I feel like the reason that you don't play the king is that you know that West has the ace. However, you also know that partner doesn't have jack and 10, so you know that West is going to win the first trick cheaply regardless. So I would play the king to help partner know what's going on the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's really good advice.
To work out what happens later on, we have to work out what's going on in the suits.
Both Souths played the 9, and I'm I'm wondering. It's a tough one, and the 9 does feel natural, but I like your thought.
Yeah. The first step, I think, is that you work out that declarer's got the ace. And if that's where you sort of stop, you go, okay.
Diamond on heart. I think they mean the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they got there rough, didn't they?
Yep.
That would happen. I wasn't paying much attention. Four hearts.
So we'll see what Isaac does here. This one went a spade, 2 clubs at the other table. I'm not sure about 2 clubs or 3 clubs or passes south. They're all choices.
Does bid 2 clubs.
Yeah. I think West might show the spades straight away.
I think I would normally bid 3 clubs. Yeah.
You said you didn't like 2 clubs, Scissors?
Most people play 2 clubs as a better hand. So, yeah. It's obviously not good. It's a little risky in its own right, but also partner might expect more. But it's still the bid I would make. I don't like 3 clubs and I don't like pass. There seem to be the 3 choices you have.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. But it's obviously not a good 2 club bid.
Jack 10-9, I mean, the 10-9-8 is very important. And the ace jack of spades is working a little bit. But if I had a singleton, I mean, not having a singleton is the problem with this hand.
Yeah, I still think it's a bit below range as well. Partner will kind of expect an opening hand for a 2-level overcall.
I like that North has seen their partner overcall before and just passes.
I would have raised this North. You sort of suspect they're on their way to 4 spades, and if partner has a appropriate hand, 5 clubs could be great.
I mean, if you have a singleton, you're just going to bid 5 clubs. But 4 clubs, I mean, strength in numbers, right?
Yeah.
I would find a 4 club bid though.
East West might be fishing around for a slam here. If 3 hearts showed something and 4 clubs was a control, 4 diamonds was a control, West might stop. But East has got a good hand, but no aces.
I mean, yeah.
The thing is that they really can't get too high here.
Yeah, you just asked for aces. You bid kickback.
You say you can't get too high, but aren't you potentially at risk of losing?
Yeah, you're down 1.
Spades?
Yeah, you're down 1.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I didn't realize the ace jack. I was just seeing that as ace doubleton. They're already too high.
How did they make 5 at the other table?
That's a really good question.
You get 3 pitches, but no, I mean, you don't get 3 pitches, what I'm trying to say. Do you? 1, 2? No.
Oh, hearts. No, still not enough. Oh, yeah. No. Hearts does make 5.
Does it? I mean, that was a legit question. I'm trying to figure out how.
Yeah, I think it does. Because you only lose 1 spade.
In hearts, you can pitch the 3 low spades.
On?
Oh, that's a good
Diamonds.
question. One of the diamonds isn't a win, though.
Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
The other table, they led the defense led diamonds at trick 5.
Well, the 9 of diamonds makes it easier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
this will also clear up the diamond situation, but you can't escape the ace jack of trumps, you would think, and there aren't enough pitches to pitch all the hearts, so the ace of hearts isn't going anywhere, you would think.
Yeah, this just cannot make. There's no way.
They've wandered too close to the sun. mean, I don't blame them.
I think East. I think East had a fine opening, but then not a great hand. The problem is their partner was unlimited. So when they bid 3 hearts, that
Yeah.
seems okay. Apparently, it shows a control. Then over 4 clubs, they sort of felt obliged to bid 4 diamonds.
Yeah.
And so
For sure.
then their partner was off to the races. I think
Sure.
West has overbid, holding 3 tiny spades and potentially a trick source in diamonds, but not much else. I don't know if they should have pushed as hard.
I love the comment that this is sort of caused by neither player ever being limited, because let's say that 3 clubs was strictly invitational, this never happens. Or if like East had a way to clarify that they've, just got a maximum normal opening hand. Like if either player was limited on this auction, it would have been fine.
That's true. The other solution might have been for West to bid 4 hearts as last train, if that's a convention that they play, rather than a control, because that helps you with the range at the end. The other
I
convention
definitely wouldn't have bid for no trump.
Yeah, but I mean, given that they're both unlimited, you can sort of see that it had excellent clubs and a trick source. They might have been off the hearts anyway. So last train might have helped them if they were missing ace king of hearts. But also they needed extremely good trumps. So I think West needed to tone it down a smidge at the end. They might have been nervous that 4 hearts was actually showing a control that they didn't have.
Yeah.
So we actually had a 10 imp swing on the previous board, and this is now a 13 imp swing on this board, both going to the Eckert team. Before that, the match has been relatively low scoring, but these last 2 have been all one way.
It sounds crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had an auction replicated on this one.
So the auction yard table went a heart with a 2 club overcall, East bid diamonds, and then it went 2 hearts, 4 hearts. That seems definitely like it could be duplicated.
Never mind.
I don't mind 3 clubs here. It's obviously a few more points than a preamp would normally have, but partners are past hand, so I think you've got a lot of latitude. 3 clubs, I like it.
I like 3 clubs too. I think partner on average here has about 7 high card points in their system.
Yeah. But if they have 9 or 10, it still makes it hard for the opponents. And if they have 4 or 5, then it makes it really hard for the opponents. So, yeah, seems good. It might still go 3 diamonds past 3 hearts past 4 hearts for the same outcome.
Is the game 5 diamonds? Is that? No. It goes down on a heart rough. No, you just don't have enough. You just can't.
Yeah, you have 10 tricks.
It's tough to get rid of everything. If they don't lead a spade. If they lead a spade, I mean, what do? I mean, you have to like play a club now, and
4 hearts doesn't feel right to me here. Oh my gosh.
No. 4 no.
There's a chance that this board and the previous board are east-west swinging a little.
Reasonable.
Yeah, it's hard to criticize if you're down a lot to swing in any sort of way. This is sort of, I mean, justifiable if partner has a potentially slightly better hand, not much better. Chuck the Queen of Hearts into the mix, and all of a sudden it has play.
I'm looking at the scorecard, and if I'm sitting east-west, I'm really not seeing any winning positions.
No.
I just went down in 5 spades. I went down 5 spades, doubled. Yeah.
On a misunderstanding. That one definitely doesn't feel good.
Right.
Yeah. But
Bridge
I mean,
can be a hard, depressing game sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
West had the queen
really
of hearts.
playing Russa now? I didn't realize that.
What is?
We haven't seen them on defense very much.
I'm curious. Yeah, they bid a lot. I'm curious. Where is it?
Yeah, so on that, some people do underlead, touching honors at trick 1, maybe later in the game, but usually only at trick 1, which helps clarify when you've led an ace or a king, whether or not you have the ace and the king, or whether you've just led an unsupported ace. I played it for a little while, but never led an unsupported ace in all that time, and so didn't find it particularly useful convention.
Poor West found the only points in South's hand. I mean, 3 clubs totally mystifies the high card point layout too.
3 clubs is just a good bid. 3 clubs is just a good bid. Nothing against 3 clubs.
Having wide-ranging preempts opposite a passed hand is excellent.
Good luck guessing the hearts, right?
The problem is you're going to need more than that because
can't.
you've got those 2 spade losers, and if you rough them, you're naturally creating trump tricks for the opponents, and you can't necessarily draw trumps, get to dummy, and enjoy the diamonds. So
I feel like no. Yeah, I think he needed the diamond hook to be. He just got so much to do.
yeah, if the diamond roughing finesse had worked, who knows? Different game.
They didn't take a roughing finesse. They took a classical finesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
An old-fashioned finesse. Oh, the 8 of hearts. What a nasty card to see.
This is such a nasty card here.
Oh.
If you hadn't exited a club exit could have been nice here on this trick.
Man. It's only lose, what, 2? This is
The
when you
thing
say,
is that you still feel bad.
No, this is when you say, thank God 5 hearts is down 2.
Yeah.
Those ones are tough.
I
You might have made 3-0 or something.
I don't think Kai is going to pass with his hand like William did.
No.
Ace Queen Jack 10 7th. Ace Queen Jack 10 7th is pretty good. I mean, that's almost 8, right?
This is going to test East-West.
A heart double.
Imagine
A
South plays.
full strength 1 heart
takeout.
opening would have tested East-West too.
Now this looks like takeout double.
I'm surprised South didn't raise here.
Yeah.
One thing is, even if your heart could be 4, even if it could be weak, you've got Ace 10x and a doubled and some points. I think you generally want to bid these. One of the most dangerous systems to play against is sort of 4-card majors where you raise on 3 all the time. Like 1 heart double 2 hearts, 1 heart pass 2 hearts. Because the opponents never know how many trumps you have, never know when they should compete. And
neither do you, Scissors.
But you're playing a limited opening. So once you open a heart and partner raises to 2, both of you have said your bit.
I have a lot of sympathy for pass, specifically unfavorable in holding King Jack 10 5th of spades. Like
it gives the opponents sometimes different information, whether they are bidding or not in a contested auction.
I mean, I would double 4 spades, but I would have bid 3 spades with the East hand.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's a reasonable call.
I quite like 4 spades.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. You sort of know every card you have is working. You sort of know that Ace of Hearts and King of Diamonds rate to be on side. You just need one thing from partner, say the King of Clubs, and that might be enough to make it, and they might not raise with that.
Really?
So they've only got 4 hearts, maybe you need a bit more, but 4 spades, sorry, you need a bit more.
One of my partners a long time ago, I kept bidding game on just every hand. He told me, "Hey, I know how to bid game too." So I try not to bid my partner's hand too much.
Would you
3 spades
raise
is a big bid.
Would you raise 3 spades to the floor, holding King to 5 and out? King to 5
Yes,
spades and out.
yes, I would. I
All
mean,
right, then I'll bid 3 spades.
the thing is okay. The thing is if the 2 diamond call's not there, it's a little different, right? Because you're just going to bid 2 spades on anything just to compete, right? So it should show something, like, but bidding 3 spades says I have better than a normal takeout double. This is way better than a normal takeout double. So I can see what you're saying. Without the 2 diamond call, I think 3 spades is plenty.
So to make it, Declare needed some luck in spades, and we know, and now they know they're not going to get that.
I'm curious so when I played with Isaac 2 years ago, the system we were playing had so many poor aspects of it. I'm wondering if like they've sort of Kai and Isaac are sort of in a tipping point where they're having just better agreements and stuff is swinging their way more. I mean, that's what it feels like to me watching this long set.
I
Do
mean,
you mean that you sort of had holes in the system, or things that would come up that weren't easy to untangle?
Oh yeah, we were playing the system when we were playing it was very poor.
They've opened several like random clubs and things and not necessarily been able to get to the right spot, but it hasn't mattered. So in the few boards I've been watching so far this year, 2025, the hands, the problems that they may have encountered haven't cost. Like opening a club with 6 diamonds could potentially just be bad, and we've seen it twice, and neither has turned out poorly.
And this is another opening hand.
I mean, that's not the same as playing a strong club and opening a diamond with 6 clubs, is it? And I know a lot of people play 2 clubs as the opening hand there. But...
Yeah, that's one thing, is that you can reduce the frequency and improve the diamond, whereas it's harder to do the other way around. Is one.
I mean,
but like if you play 4-card majors and you can't open King, Queen, Jack 10 to 4 with a void, a heart, that seems potentially bad.
The thing is, you can. It's just Isaac didn't, so I don't know. It's. And what is double? Are they really playing this as 3-card support here?
This is what I was saying on the previous one. Opening 4-card majors and raising on 3 is excellent.
In a 4-card suit context, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, opening 4-card suits and raising on 3 is actually super good for your team and super disruptive for their team.
That would be very obnoxious at match points. I totally agree.
Even at imps.
No, I mean, I understand. I'm saying I can see the merits, because like I base a bunch of my competitive decisions on the fact that I'm assuming they have an 8-card fit.
Yeah.
And that is, a lot.
I don't feel like you can pass as West here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Over 1 heart, 2 diamonds double. One sort of useful convention would be if West redoubled. whether that showed just points or maybe a doubleton diamond or whatever it showed, just make some noise. But if you pass and then they bid 2 spades, pass, it feels like you should come back in perhaps with a takeout double now, willing to compete to 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. You've got 10 points and sort of a diamond fit. 2 diamonds is often 6, and you never showed it. So
I would pass with the West hand because I can get to the bar quicker.
you would pass twice with the West hand?
Whatever can get me to the bar quicker is what I would do. After losing by a lot, not having a good set, then yeah. Wait, they have another set though, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know if people concede in the youth, but this feels like the sort of margin where you might not come back for the last 15 and go to the bar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't think this is doable to come back from.
No,
The problem
150.
isn't you may or may not concede for a variety of reasons. One of Australia's best players recently discussed conceding and said that he basically thinks you never should. One reason to come back and play 15 more boards is to find out why the opponents are 200 to 50 imps better than you. See, play 15 more boards against them and get some more experience. But he also just loves bridge, and everyone loves bridge. And why would you not want to play bridge if that's an option? So that's
I'm going to be honest. I would never concede. Yeah, but I mean, it just emotionally they've taken so many bad beats here. I see why I am sympathetic to it.
I'm gonna make my opponents earn it.
I'm
gonna wear.
I'm sorry. Did East? Why did East shift to a diamond? Like West gave suit preference for hearts, right? Like, I don't know. That seems crazy to me.
One, two, three. Oh yeah. Well, they still can do it though, right?
Yeah. They're still doing good.
I mean, at the other table, it was 3-0, right?
Table.
a May 3 trumps East West.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I hate passing with West hand. Like I feel like part of it may come into this sort of uncertainty about what East 2 diamond call means.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if it's a real constructive bid, then you've kind of just got the nuts with King Jack tight of diamonds. And the heart stop, like 3 no trump could just be a correct bid here.
Yeah, for sure. I think West has to do something. I kind of like redoubling the first time or passing and then making the takeout double the second time.
There's just no way that West doesn't figure this one out. West needs to return like the 8 of clubs here.
I mean, a heart works too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only card that does not work is the King of Hearts.
No, that works too, actually. I mean,
yeah. Then you can play a club.
They can still defeat 2 spades. East West already have 4 tricks.
Oh yeah, okay, 4 tricks. I was thinking about scoring the rough, but that's for down to 590 versus 490.
So Isaac called the director about a minute ago. Unsure why that would be. V8's asking if Dummy's allowed to call the director. In face-to-face bridge, Dummy's only allowed to call the director once an irregularity has been pointed out. not sure about with tablets. So
I'm kind of at a loss here of why Isaac would call the director.
sure, I'm suggesting it might be something about the tempo of the three of diamonds, since that was kind of slow.
Okay, well, I mean, West. If West can't figure out to ruff a club here, I mean, I'm assuming the Ace King is signifies it's from Doubleton, so or King Ace. I don't remember which order it was.
Cyrus, how long is the break?
The break at this point is approaching 2 minutes. So if you want to step away, that's totally fine.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
I can't do anything in 2 minutes.
Yeah, this table was already pretty slow, and then the director call kind of.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave and get some dinner, and I'll be back. I'll be back shortly.
Cheers, Robert.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Thanks so much. It was so fun commentating with you.
Who's...
Will y'all still be on next session?
I am. Yeah.
Yep. The plan is to keep you all and just change the match.
Okay,
so
nice.
We'll be back to Kolesnik 1, USA.
Kolesnik 1. Okay. Sounds
I'm excited
good.
to see that one. I'll be back in just a bit.
All right.
It's not so clear what a director call would even matter for here. Ace showed long diamonds, and so their card was probably known to be suit preference if that's what the issue was. It could be something else. But it seems odd for dummy to call the director during the play. If there was a case for a director call, at the end of play might make more sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially running 10 minutes over. It feels like this is just going to go a couple off one way or another. Which is going to be more imps for Eckert. The Eckert team made 3-0 in the other room for 690. If they go off 100, 200, or 300 here, they're still picking up a bucket of imps.
And they're grateful for everyone, or not. But anyway, great stuff from Eckert this segment, and they're looking good to have punched their spot into the USA2 semis.
Yeah, so is this match deciding the second team in the USA2 playoff? Is that what we're watching here?
This is a quarterfinal match for USA2. So if we look at the standings, the top 2 matches here are both U26.
Yeah.
The winners of those matches will play tomorrow. And then the winner of that match will play 2 days from today against the loser of Kolesnik 1.
Okay, and so Kolesnik
will be
the Kolesnik 1 match, is the USA 1 final?
Yes, and that's 2 days long, so we'll be watching the 4th of 8 segments.
Yep.
In a little bit. I think the match has not quite started yet. We're still waiting for the players to sit down, and actually I see a break timer counting down from about 7 minutes right now, so I think we may just step away from the stream here for a few minutes, but we'll be back in a jiffy.